Bossy Miss Glow, aka Sierra Nicole, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I would make a video for those of us in academia, or really you can apply it to anything where you might need to be organized. You have a lot of information that you need to keep up with, due dates, all of that good stuff. So I thought to share some methods, tips, and tricks that I've been implementing this quarter and that have been working for me so far. I am definitely open to other suggestions, other methods, other tips that may be working for you all. So please leave a comment below if you have anything that you want to share, something that you really liked, or something maybe that you didn't like and you just want to maybe give a warning like, hey, if you try this, make sure of this, or keep in mind of that. Whatever. If you want to share anything, please leave a comment below. Hopefully something helps you in this video. Pick and choose whatever you need. Create a system or a method that works best for you. You can always go back and revise it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, my favorite thing to purchase is a planner. Of course, you can go digital, but I just find that a hard copy works best for me. I love purchasing planners. They make me feel as though I have my life together. And this year, I decided to get my planner from Plum Paper. No, this is not an advertisement, but I just love how customizable it is and the different size options. I got the 7x9, and they have different background options. You can even customize the text and the labels. You can choose what it says. You can choose the shape, the color, even the font, add lines. So it just was perfect because I really couldn't find anything else that I liked out there. I don't remember the layout I got, but the months are off to the side here, and you have a full calendar view. When I turn to a month, this is what it looks like. Do not mind me as I scratch this mark away. There we go. Anyways, resuming. This is what it looks like, and you also have a full calendar view of the month, and then this is what my weekly view looks like. I liked how this had kind of like a two-tone layout to it. This is what it looks like again in other months. I added in a reflection section where I can just reflect on the month, score and rate different things, look at some goals, what I can do to improve for next month, and then I have this lovely folder at the end of the planner. Now, I like to write out my weekly task at the beginning of the week before I put it into my planner, and then I will go in to the weekly view, and you'll notice that I have different colors and I have different things highlighted. The highlighters that I use, I got them from Amazon, but they are called mild liner. I believe I see them in Target as well, so you don't have to get them at Amazon, but they have a variety of colors. I would recommend them, but I use it to highlight things when I'm done with it. Now, the things that I want to do that day, I put in the white space, and then things that are due that day, I put in the shaded regions. And so this is the week that I'm going to be filling in. I already have my due dates in. Now, I use Papermate Flare pens to actually write in my planner, and I use the ultra fine flare pen. And so I will take that weekly task list. I have it color coded already so I don't mess up. I put the stars based on what class or activity it's for. I'm going to put that here. This is what it looks like when it is all finished. I love how neat it is. I don't have to put the classes because I know what color each thing represents. I can always add in things as the week goes. And then, of course, I highlight as I finish. But there is one more thing that I need to add. How you choose to use the top space is up to you, but I choose to write an affirmation, and mine is, I will have a great week. Going back to the start of the month, I do also use the full calendar view for major due dates like quizzes, exams, appointments, things for my different social medias. That way I can see it quickly at a glance. During the week is where I put the smaller assignments. And so I already have November filled in as well as December filled in. And I was happy to notice that I don't have a lot of exams or quizzes, so hey, I'm not complaining about that. All right, so having an organized planner is to me, very essential, just because the less that I have to remember up here, the better off I am, because there's just always so much going up in my head that due dates and stuff of that nature is like the last thing on my mind. So the more I can have written down, the better off for me. I spent a lot of time with the syllabus for each class individually, that way that I can not only write down those important due dates and just important information in general, like, for example, is attendance a grade or not? When are office hours? What are the email addresses of like the TAs or just the professor in general? In addition to that, I will also really try to get an understanding of the workload for that class, because it might be a class where, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. This is going to require a lot of time. So when I am planning things and adding it to my planner, I know that task for that class might need to be done all by itself. That needs a whole day. But then there might be another class that the workload is very, very light. And so if I needed to maybe push something to the side a little bit, maybe do something a little last minute, which I'm not going to do that, but just in case, I know that that is a class that I can probably just hold off on doing that assignment, because it's just not as heavy or not as complex as some of the other ones that I have to do. In addition to getting your planner organized, you got to find the time to actually carry out the task in your planner. And so that is something that I am still working on. I know what I want to do. It's just a matter of actually doing it and following through with it. So I time blocked, and each thing that I have to do, like for example, my schoolwork, I have designated time throughout the week that I dedicate to doing nothing but just that. So for me, I do schoolwork Monday through Saturday. My off day is Sunday. And there are designated times on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday that I am reading or studying or doing something school related. Same with my job. I will time block throughout the week certain times where I am doing work for my job. And then to also follow up with that, because again, the less I have to remember up here, the better off for myself, I also use the reminders on my phone. And so I will set a reminder for every time that I should be reading or studying, a reminder for every time I should be doing something for my job, a reminder for really just anything, because I might have it written down in my planner, but I do still sometimes struggle with going back to my planner. Just being honest here. So there are some times where I might not look back at my planner, but I have the reminder to keep me accountable. And then I also will set a focus on my phone, especially for school. I like to call it my doctor back time, because we're going to speak that into existence. But I will have it to where no calls could come through, apps, none of that's coming through. But please make sure you don't forget repeated calls. Turn that setting off, because you might have some persistent friends, family, bae, whoever, and those calls will come through if they call you more than once. Now, also, with time blocking, with an organized planner, there is, of course, note-taking. And so for those students out there that might be struggling with what method they want to use for note-taking, I am kind of right there with you. I'm a little bit all over the place, but right now, I have decided to take notes on my computer in class, because I just type faster on the computer. But then one of my classes, most of her teaching is done through video, and so I watch that at home, and when I watch that video, I take notes on my iPad. And so I use the app Notability, and I love the app. I know that GoodNotes is another app that a lot of students use, and I don't have any experience with GoodNotes, but I mean, as long as you can take notes, I think anything is really good. But with Notability, I really like the ease of it. And then I can also send PDFs to it and like document, highlight, write on it, all that good stuff. So in addition to taking video notes on my iPad, I also do my readings on my iPad. That way it's just easier for me to highlight and write on it. I also have a system with highlighting for my readings, just so that it's easy for me to know what I'm looking at, or like why I highlighted it. Like for example, if it's a definition, I will highlight it in orange, but if it's a term, I'll highlight it in pink. If it's an example with numbers, I'll highlight it in blue, etc., etc. So I do that on my iPad using Notability as well. And yeah, I would recommend Notability. I have no complaints with it. But I also have a notebook that I don't really know what I'm going to use it for exactly, but so far I have used it to document talking notes, because one of my classes we have to record ourselves responding to different things, and so I'll use that notebook to go back through whatever it is that I have to talk about and just make different talking points so I'm not rambling and things of that nature. But another class, the one that has the video notes, we also do a lot of coding. And so I also use that notebook to keep a running document of different codes that I should remember. I also think that for that same class, I might rewrite all of my notes. So the notes on my computer, the notes on my iPad, and rewrite it into that notebook, because that's the only class that I have quizzes for. And so for me, rewriting the notes is another way to review the material. So I think, I don't know, I think I'm just going to be using that notebook definitely for one class specifically, and then partially for another class. I might also use the notebook to kind of keep track of different things with my research interests and dissertations, thesis, publications, all of that good stuff. Who knows, might get a whole nother notebook for that. But for now, the notebook is just kind of, it's a little bit of everything right now. But the computer and the iPad definitely interchange those: computer for in class and then iPad for at-home notes. Hopefully you heard something that resonates with you or that you would want to try, or maybe you've been thinking about trying and this kind of shows you it or gives you that push to actually implement it. But if you have any tips, tricks, methods that you are doing or maybe have done that worked for you at a point in time, please leave a comment below, because I would love to hear what you all are doing. I am definitely open to tweaking what I'm doing to best serve me. And so please share. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. And until next time, bye.